The Boston Celtics are falling apart after going down 2-0 to the New York Knicks, and this has major implications going forwards as the Celtics will be seeing some serious changes in this offseason. And on top of that, there is a very strange situation going on with one of the most important Celtics players in Kristaps Porzingis right now, and we're going to break all that down and how it regards to the New York Knicks. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. Guys, if you're part of that 67% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, you guys have been killing it with the subs recently, so make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying this Knicks content. We got videos every single day. You do not want to miss out on all the great content we have. But let's jump into it. There is a lot to discuss on this New York Knicks team right now, and on the Boston Celtics as well, because this team is falling apart because of the New York Knicks defense. We've seen the Celtics, a team that's been so great on offense, struggle mightily to put the ball in the basket. And if you hear the siren outside, it's because the Knicks have the Celtics in jail right now. There's no easy baskets for anyone on the Boston Celtics. And on top of that, we're seeing them miss more threes than ever, with the Knicks exhausting them with their style of play. And the Knicks have found themselves up 2-0 going back home into MSG, where they have a very good chance to reach the conference finals for the first time since they went to the NBA finals in over 25 years. So obviously this is a huge moment for the Knicks, and they need to stay locked in and make sure not to get ahead of themselves. The Celtics are very good. They could easily go 4-1 against the Knicks in the next 5 games and eliminate the Knicks still. So the Knicks need to stay hungry. They need to keep the same energy, and they need to keep playing the same style of basketball that's really working against the Boston Celtics right now. When Leon Rose built this team, it was to be the anti-Celtics, and that's what we're seeing. However, you look at everything right now, the Celtics are falling apart, and we know the changes are going to be coming to this team, as Joe Mazzulla has talked about a little bit. But on top of that, we're going to see some major changes with a bunch of different players, and that was revealed to us by Brian Windhorst, who said, what's on the line is what's going to happen to the Celtics after this year. Now, this is a conversation I did not think we were going to be having in early May. I thought this was going to be a conversation in July. Their payroll is $460 million. If they keep their draft pick and fill out their roster, I don't know if they're going to be able to bring Al Horford back. It's going to top $500 million. And on top of that, Windhorst also mentioned that the Celtics got new owners. They're buying them for $6 billion. They need to take on all these partnerships to put up half the money together. There's a possibility that this team's not going to come back. No matter what, they may not be able to come back because they're the most expensive sports team in the history of the game. That's what's on the line. This team has proven it's a championship team, a 60-win team this year. This team might win the championship again this year. If they don't win this series, I don't know how you could justify putting $500 million on the roster. What's on the line is what these guys want to stay together and rack up a few more wins or a few more rings, or if they don't. So clearly there's a lot riding on this Boston Celtics team. We've heard a lot about the Celtics potentially making some changes in the offseason, and the New York Knicks are fast-tracking that decision for them. If the Knicks continue to beat up on the Celtics and get out of this series as the winners and go on to the conference finals, changes are going to be coming for the Celtics. We're likely going to see some changes anyway, but specifically, what we're going to see is changes seriously come to the Celtics if they get bounced in round 2 right now. The Celtics are a team that all but 1 year of Jason Tatum's career have made the Eastern Conference Finals. They've missed it one time, and they lost to the Milwaukee Bucks. So you look at it right now, and you notice that the Celtics, they're in some real trouble. They're really feeling the pressure. Last game, at the end of the game, for the first time, it looked like they were nervous and really seemed like they were on the ropes for the first time. As I mentioned in a recent video, even when they lost game 1, they had the energy of, it's fine, we'll win the next 4, it's no big deal. When they lost game 2 and blew a second 20-point lead, they looked like they were shell-shocked. They looked nervous. They didn't want to basically go out there and have the same thing happen, and they just looked lost for the first time. They'd been running through teams constantly. They got to the NBA Finals with ease last season and won the NBA Finals with ease as well. So you see how the Celtics have gone so far. They're convinced their strategy works, and it has not been working for them recently, and now they're starting to feel all this pressure. So changes will be coming. I mean, you look at the contract of Drew Holiday, and he's the most likely guy to get moved here. He's the most replaceable one, if anyone is, and you look at this contract that they just signed him to. It's a massive deal. So the thing is, yeah, they can move Drew Holiday, but they're not going to get anything back for him. They signed him to this massively expensive contract that goes until he's 37. Yes, he's still one of the best defenders in basketball and an excellent teammate to have around, but still, it doesn't mean he's going to be worth all this money, especially for this long. The Celtics would probably get nothing of value back for him, and they might have to give up some sort of asset like a few second-round picks to get his contract off their books, especially considering teams know the Celtics are going to have to do that. On top of that, you look at Porzingis. The other guy who's really been threatened to be traded is Kristaps Porzingis. He's on that expiring deal next season. So again, it's not like teams are going to be giving up some treasure trove of assets for Kristaps Porzingis, and that's for multiple reasons, and we will get into the later stuff in a few minutes. But you look at this right now, and you see, all right, he's on an expiring deal. He could walk away. He's been a guy who's been sort of nomadic throughout his career. He's on his fourth team. Started with the Knicks, spent 3.5 years there, went to the Mavericks, spent 2.5 years there, went to the Wizards, spent 1.5 years there. Are you seeing a pattern? He then got traded, and it is important to note, every single time he switched teams, he has been traded, but none of the trades were ever too shocking. I mean, the Knicks one at first was shocking because it came out and then 5 minutes later he was gone, but outside of that, it's been pretty unsurprising when we've seen KP get moved. So the Celtics might trade him again, and you start to wonder, well, if this guy's so good, if he's this great rim protector and good stretch big, why do teams keep wanting to move him? Well, there's a few different reasons, and one of them right now for the Celtics, the biggest one, is they just can't afford him. That's really what it comes down to for Boston more than anything else. It has nothing to do with who he is or his play style. It's that he cannot afford to stay on this team. The Celtics cannot afford to pay him, so they could move on from Porzingis as well because they have more security over Jrue Holiday's contract. But they do make similar amounts of money, so we will see what goes down there, which is going to be very interesting. Holiday has been injured in the playoffs for a little bit, and also the numbers aren't great. Look, he's mainly a defender, so you can't look at the points per game and be like, well, he's only averaging 11 points per game. Why is he making all that money? It's the teammate stuff. It's the fact that he's a great glue guy, and on top of that, he's just one of the best defenders in basketball. But he's only shooting, well, he's shooting 51% from the field, which is good, but he's only shooting 31% from three. He struggled in this Knicks series a lot of the time. He's getting good rebounds and making good passes, but he's not exactly doing a whole lot for this Boston Celtics team against the Knicks. But he has been solid. Porzingis has not really played, and that is something that we're going to have to talk about. I mean, Kristaps Porzingis is dealing with an interesting situation right now. He's even tweeted out about dealing with an illness. This was a few months ago that he tweeted this out, saying, I have been dealing with some viral illness that we haven't been able to fully identify yet. I'm recovering and getting better, but still working my way back to full strength for this team. Thanks for the support and hoping for a healthy return soon. Now, here's the thing about Porzingis and all this happening, guys. This was 2 months ago. Porzingis is once again out with some sort of respiratory illness. It's been unclear, as Joe Mazzulla has not said, if it is the same illness that has kept Porzingis out previously. That has not been revealed, no one is saying it, but everyone's kind of expecting that he's dealing with some issue that has been going on for a while now, and it's definitely got Celtics fans nervous, as it should. I mean, you look at what Jake Fisher said with the trade stuff, and you have to consider the fact that if they're going to have some guys that they're going to have to trade at some point, the two major salaries are going to be Porzingis and Jrue Holiday. Porzingis' value not only gets tanked, but is going to continue to get tanked if he's not playing in this Celtics series, a series where they're in real trouble because he's dealing with an illness. So things are getting really interesting. I mean, as mentioned by one of the Celtics writers, Porzingis was listed as questionable return with a non-COVID illness after leaving midway through the second quarter in Game 1. Initially, in his media availability on Tuesday afternoon, Joe Mazzulla said he had no idea if Porzingis' illness was related to the upper respiratory illness that kept him out for 11 games from February 26th to March 15th. Porzingis announced it on March 10th, so he came back a few days later. On top of that, Mazzulla said since he came back, he's kind of been dealing with it, working through it, fighting through it, doing the best he can, and I think it's just too much for him in that game. He had been working through it since he's gotten back, and he's done a great job of being available. It was just hard for him to continue yesterday. So Joe Mazzulla does know if it's the same respiratory illness, and it is. It's very clear from this quote that Mazzulla knows the truth. He just doesn't want to say it because it's a scary thought. Now, Porzingis also said, for a week, this was back when he was really dealing with it. He said, for a week, I was really just laying at home trying to recover. And then after that, I still had lingering fatigue, and I still have it a little bit. But at least now I'm getting into more or less shape to be able to play. But yeah, after each workout, I was, boom, big crash. So I was really, really fatigued. Not normal. It was extremely, extremely frustrating not knowing what I had. I haven't been this sick probably ever in my life. Now, here's the thing, guys. Porzingis has dealt with illness before. He's dealt with anemia. He's dealt with some complications of being 7'3". That happens to people. I mean, we saw Victor Wembanyama get a blood clot blood clots are more common in taller people. Wembanyama is not just a taller person, he's the tallest person in basketball and one of the tallest people on the planet. So obviously that's one thing. Porzingis is only 2 inches shorter than Victor, so he's going to deal with similar issues. The heart is not designed to pump blood to a 7'3" human being. That's not how the human body works. So it's already he's dealing with an uphill battle of being 7'3". He's thin, and he's dealt with thin blood issues as well, which means anemia is an iron deficiency in the blood. It means that less oxygen is getting into your blood and your blood is thinner. So if you get a cut, you're more likely to bleed more than someone like you or me who's not anemic, for instance. And on top of that, it means you fatigue faster. For any Knicks fans out there who's watching this video, so like 99% of you considering this is Knicks Digest, look, we remember Porzingis was great in the first half of games, and then the second half he usually trailed off. Anemia. Not enough oxygen to the blood. You start to feel that burn in your chest. You know when you're running when you're playing some sort of sport or athletic thing and you feel that burn in your chest? That's what he has to deal with right now. And if Porzingis can't play, it's a problem for the Celtics. We've seen it be a problem. Al Horford cannot go 35 minutes with Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson at him. That's just not going to work. Luke Cornett has struggled a lot on the offensive end. The Knicks have ignored him, and it's worked. So basically, right now, what we're seeing is a team that desperately needs Kristaps Porzingis, but he's not there because he physically cannot be. Now, Porzingis said that he's not feeling his best and that it is an illness, saying, it just kills me inside that it's happening at this moment. And on top of that, he's played awful in the playoffs when he's played because he's dealing with this. His true shooting's at 44.9%. For someone 7'3", that's absurd. On top of that, he's only played 23.4 minutes per game, averaging 9.7 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist, getting 1 block per game, shooting 35% from the field, and 16.7% from 3. Porzingis is not well. And look, I'm not happy Porzingis is not feeling well. I like Porzingis. I have nothing but love for the guy. I know he left the Knicks in a weird way, but he's openly admitted to being wrong there and to his brother effectively manipulating him into doing so because his brother was living vicariously through KP as he was never able to be good enough to make it to the NBA. So Giannis Porzingis, a little loco. But with Kristaps, it's really, really, really interesting that this is happening. I do hope he feels better. No part of me, first of all, wants to see the Knicks win because Kristaps Porzingis got ill, but also there's a lot of discussion on what's going on with Kristaps. And look, there's been a lot of people joking around saying it's AIDS. That's not funny at all. I get Latvia had a very high AIDS population back when he was born in 1990, but still not funny, not a good joke. Didn't laugh, not cool. But it's very likely long COVID, if we're being honest. He probably has long COVID. The symptoms line up exactly correct that he definitely, especially COVID's going to affect him worse. He has immune system issues. So he probably has long COVID, is my guess. I hope he feels better. I don't wish that on anyone. I don't wish illness or injury on anyone. I refuse to do that. I want to beat you when you're at your best, Boston. So Porzingis, I really hope you feel better soon, man. Obviously, you're probably not watching this, but all love from Knicks Digest. Hopefully you feel better soon. But also, hopefully the Knicks win this series, so I hope Porzingis comes back, plays his best, and the Knicks still beat them. That's what I want to see. But what do you guys want to see out of the Knicks for these next couple games? Let me know in the comments down below. I know this video was a little bit longer, but there was so much to go over. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you're still here at the end, thank you so much for tuning in. You're the man or woman or anything that you choose to go by, whatever works with us. I don't want to get in trouble, so like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Knicks, because I probably shouldn't keep talking. It's not working right now.